All right, the dust is cleared. We've suggested make sure you're paid. If you were coming into that 25 to 22s, just maybe undermine that prior low, the overnight low, just because they can. So we're going to look at a couple of ideas. A reminder that we have risk capital that we can afford to lose if we're playing this game. IB has ended. It's about 11 o'clock, and we're just going to review a couple of ideas. We've suggested anybody's had a great trade today already. You don't need to do anything. So this will be kind of like a quick review and review why I believe that certain trades have better odds than others. And this, they don't come along all the time, but this is one of them. We'd said earlier, and giving credit to Zeke for pointing out in the past that he does not like it when he has three gaps up in a row. He thinks there's better odds for the short side. And I've come to understand and agree with him totally on that idea. The trade may not work, but the trade idea is certainly valid, and over time will give you an edge. So keep track of your gaps, and to do that, you need to see it on an RTH chart. So this gap back here is obviously a key gap. That's one. Yesterday, I had said that I'd love to see this gap close. It could not, got back up, and then we said, okay, I guess they're going to squeeze the shorts. Be very careful. They're going to try and probably test that 42 to 38 region. Then we get the gap down overnight, and then wake up this morning, and the thing is up here in the 60s. And I'm saying, what? What? So you try to ponder and say, what do we do? Well, I said, I don't think the high is in yet. That was pre-market. Said maybe another high, and we did. We got one more high, and then that was it. It came right back, about a 2-point. That's a marginal high, and then it came back under the 64 and stayed there. So at that point, you're thinking, okay, maybe the high's in for now. We're going to do backing and filling. So this is the chart that I looked at that said much better odds trying to come back and get the half gap, that 45 area. And then if we can bust that, anything goes to come down and try to get the 38s. And then obviously that 25, got to remember that 25 was the open overnight, and that's also a gap. So really the setup for this trade was not only the length of the swing in the last 5 days, but also these gaps, these island gaps, and being stretched so far away from the rain line. Now, in this zone right here, we have said the possibility still exists today to retest 38 from below. And right now, we've advised the long side to make sure you're paid by 35s. And this is an intraday second and third thrust. Here's your second thrust, and here's your third in RTH. And this is retesting the 25 gap. So this setup is predicated on the length of the swing and obviously on double gaps. So review that, because this I'm putting this on a video for you to review, and try to remember that in the future. It will help you, I believe. And keep in mind the big picture. It's not just about the little swings. We can see with clarity on a chart like this why an idea like this 45 to 46, an important idea. And we can see this 25.5 idea. These are bigger ideas. Why you can't just think crash, crash, crash. Got to bust this first before you come down there. Usually the market likes to move in two boxes. So this is still against the push and the thrust. Range type trade. And we can get 15 to 20 point swings, but I'm going to think, the smaller ranges. And I want to note with this 30-minute chart, rain line down here at 12, still supportive. And this 43 to right now, currently up here, the first fast line at about 46. You see a lot of tails from the crypt, I guess. Oh, that was Halloween 2 days ago. Sorry. Tails from these bars are telling us not yet. We're trying to hold his 22s. Got some room to bounce, and I think maybe one more short. And we're going to use that 38 as our key player, 38 to 41. Okay, shorts have to maintain this underneath yesterday's high to control it. And there's absolutely no reason for anybody to trade if you got a good one. If you want to trade, realize these are all 30-minute bars, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hours of 7 bars of selling, 30 minutes. So we can still get a bounce and still then come back down a little bit, but I'm going to think very conservatively about new targets below us. Going to have to suffer bounces first, and I think we picked the right exit area. This is a marginal low, that's all. And we're talking about yesterday's middle right here, as I recall. So we've got to get through that for any more. See it right here, just below. This is yesterday's middle. So this is the range we've got right now. All right, we've got yesterday's high resistance still broken. Aggressive and probably going to be that 38 area. And we've got support currently in this 22 area just below. So right now the market's consolidating this drop. And I think we can hit bounces. I just don't think we're going to get as much as we think we're going to. And this is profit taking at the very least by the weeklies. And once that's done this morning, then it kind of frees it up the afternoon where you could bounce. And the metric for that we're going to use is 25, the days open. Under 25, the market is still seeking support. And above it, we're bouncing. And as we've said before, spread your trades out. Don't do everything in the same time frame. Pre-market, during the morning, IB especially, lunchtime, a little bit less usually, and then afternoon. Don't do everything all at one time frame. Gives you time to cool off. If you've got a winning trade and you're working a trailer, that's fine, but theoretically you should take some time off and you'll stay sharper and you'll do less revenge trading. And a reminder, when you wake up and you see something like this, don't be jealous that you missed it. A lot of times you're going to get at least half of that back. If you get all of it back, just because you had the courage to try and said, wait a minute, that's all in low volume overnight, and which we'd said earlier, a low volume overnight push doesn't mean anything. Hope you got something out of this today, and we'll be breaking shortly. Some of you have been kind enough to send me emails and notes and thanking me for the way I'm helping you, and I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you don't take it for granted. We're doing our best to help you guys. Thank you, Melissa.